Hello and welcome to Attention Central Texas. I'm Angela Galbraith, your host. And today we have these beautiful ladies from Moody Garden here with us in the studio, Mrs. Alexis and Dory, and also the parrot, Gabe. Parrot, right?
Yes, macaws are a type of parrot.
Okay,
so.
Tell us about Gabe.
So Gabe is a blue and gold macaw, and he is one of our ambassador animals at Moody Gardens.
Okay, ambassador animal. What does that mean?
So basically we use him in our education programs. You can meet him by signing up for one of our education programs, hosting a birthday party there, or doing a Boy Scout merit badge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So while we have macaws out in the rainforest pyramid, he's not one of the ones, since he's an ambassador animal, he's not on display.
Oh, okay.
So very excited to be here.
And how old is Gabe?
He is in his 30s, we believe. He's been with us since 1995. Macaws can live to be between 50 and 80 years old, and he was actually a former pet. Came to us. Unfortunately, macaws don't make good pets. They have a very long lifespan. Oftentimes they outlive their owners, and they can actually be very loud. He's quiet right now because there's a lot of stimulus around here for him, and I have the treats. Oh, but they can screech and they can yell and they can be very loud. So a lot of times people try to rehome them. A lot of institutions, zoos, and other aquariums that have aviaries, you did not want that peanut, end up taking them in, but we don't always have the room for them, unfortunately.
And so does his diet just consist of the nuts that you're feeding him? Not
just nuts. So they naturally have a diet of seeds, nuts, fruits, and berries. So he gets a variety. These are just high-end tickets for him, so special treats for him being on the show. Oh, good. Well, how did he travel here? Was he okay with the riding? He was great, yes. We have a travel cage. It's a transport cage for him, and he just sits on his perch and looks out the window. So, but traveling with animals is a lot like traveling with kids. We have his equipment to stand him on, and then a big old, basically, diaper bag that he puts everything in. Big diaper bag. I noticed when we first sit him here, he was in the middle, but he's moved over closer to you.
He knows where the treats are.
Yes.
He's not crazy.
Yeah, and not only with the treats, but I also work with him on a daily basis, so,
so he knows you.
I've established a relationship with him. I have a bond with him. So he's going to lean a little bit closer to me because he feels a little bit more safer.
I love his rich colors. Those colors are just beautiful. The yellows, the blues, the turquoise. It's just really, really beautiful. Yeah. So how many words does he say?
He says a few. He says hello. He says cracker.
Gabe.
Everything is a cracker, whether it's a nut, a seed, his diet.
So Gabe wants a cracker, huh?
Yes, yes. And then he also meows. So
like a cat?
Like a cat. Well, he says meow, so. But all of those are not trained behaviors. He just offers them whenever he wants. So while parrots and macaws are known for repeating words, they are only imitating, so they don't actually understand what you're saying.
So he's just mimicking.
Yeah, so when he says hello, he's not actually greeting me, he's just imitating or mimicking a sound he's heard us make.
Well, darn, Gabe.
Yeah.
Darn, Gabe. And so you're the director of Moody Gardens? Oh.
So I'm the public relations coordinator. So I get to talk about everything else we have going on at Moody
talk
Gardens.
about everything else.
Yeah, that isn't our animals. Of course, the animals are a big part of what we have. We have our rainforest pyramid, which, as Dory mentioned, Gabe doesn't live in there, but we do have some macaws that live in the rainforest pyramid, as well as free-flighted birds, free-roaming monkeys, some other, some sloths. Things like that. We go through the rainforest of Asia, Africa, and the Americas. It's really hot and humid in that building because we have to make it feel like a rainforest in there for all those animals and plants. So if it's like 90 degrees outside, it's probably close to 100 in
wow, even in the summer?
Even in the summer. And then we also have our aquarium pyramid, which goes through 5 different distinct ocean environments. So you can travel from the Caribbean all the way down to the South Atlantic.
Wow.
See things like penguins, seals, sea lions, sharks, tropical fish. We even have some touch tanks. You can touch some stingrays, some jellyfish, and things like that. So really interactive. Same with the rainforest pyramid you're walking through, and you're seeing all these birds flying overhead or things like that. We sneak the learning in at Moody Gardens. You don't realize you're learning because you're having so much fun while you're there.
Good.
But you're going to walk away, and I promise you're going to have learned at least one thing while you're there.
So it's educational.
It's educational, which is perfect for summer because you have to break off of school. So come down to Moody Gardens, learn something, and then when you go back to school, you can surprise all your friends with the facts you learned.
So you have any special events going on for the summer for the kids?
We do. So
and adults?
and adults too, of course. We're going from the reefs to the rainforest.
Okay.
So in our aquarium pyramid, we're actually focusing on coral reefs.
Now that's where I would be, the aquarium.
Exactly. It's a beautiful building, and we actually did, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary of our aquarium pyramid, but we actually did a big renovation a couple years ago. So if you haven't been in a few years, definitely have to come back and check it out. But we've added a coral rescue lab in our aquarium pyramid. So there was the Florida Reef Tract, which is right off the Keys in Florida. There's a disease that's going on in the water, and it's affecting the corals down there.
Yeah, that's been on the news.
Yes, exactly. And so we've actually taken some of the coral out of that environment, and through our partnership with AZA, which is the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, which is how Moody Gardens is accredited and how we keep up our standards, we actually have taken some of that coral in, and we have our coral rescue lab, and our biologists are actually working to bring that coral back up to health and make it beautiful again. And our hope is that once the water is deemed safe enough, we'll actually be able to take that coral out of that lab, put it back in the water in Florida, and continue to propagate that coral reef and make it healthy. So it really plays into the work that we do as biologists and as scientists behind the scenes, but it's nice that the guests will be actually able to see that, and the work we do behind the scenes usually is out in front, and so guests can see it as they're walking through.
Oh, wow. Okay. What's the most popular exhip there?
Would you say? Hard. That's really hard.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are biased, so all of them.
I would say probably right now is the aquarium because it is kind of the most newly renovated, but I love walking through the rainforest as well because especially walking through the rainforest, it's a different experience every time because we do have those free-flighted birds and the free-roaming monkeys, so it's completely
monkeys.
Monkeys.
Okay.
We have cotton-top tamarins and sockies.
Those are monkeys?
Those are monkeys. And it's completely up to them where they want to go in the rainforest pyramid and what they want to do. So you might be walking somewhere and a monkey will just kind of bound across your path. So
I mean, open, free range, huh?
Open, free range.
Oh, that is too cool.
Of course, we have biologists like Dory in there and naturalists as well. So they've kind of learned the behaviors of the monkey, especially not the cotton tops, the sockies. They like to jump, and so they'll kind of look and be like, "Hey, he's probably about to jump. You might want to like move to the side or step this way just so he doesn't startle you." But it's really fun to walk through that pyramid.
And I bet the kids just love that.
Yes, they do.
Kids of all ages.
Yes.
Yeah, the big ones too.
Yeah, you know, the almost 30-year-olds. Like
the ones that are Gabe's age. What all exhibits do you have in there? Because I love the fish. I love the aquariums. Tell me what you have in there.
Yeah, absolutely. In our aquarium pyramid, we have, again, we go...
I'm just fascinated with water, period. I mean,
we have a lot of water in there.
Yeah.
One exhibit alone is almost 1 million gallons. So,
of water?
Yes.
What's in there?
That's our Caribbean exhibit. That's our biggest exhibit that we have. So you might see, of course, a lot of tropical fish. We have some sharks in there, a couple of stingrays that are actually pretty big in that exhibit. And we've also added a shipwreck in that exhibit as well. Shipwrecks actually function as artificial reefs. When they sink, the wildlife that lives in that ocean environment will adapt to something new being in their environment. So you'll see different corals and different things that will attach itself to those structures. And then obviously those corals and things attract fish and sea life and things like that. So they adapt to that shipwreck that has sunk in their body of water. And so we're kind of showing that the balance between something that wasn't necessarily supposed to be there, but then how nature is adapting to that.
To something
and of course, being Galveston, we have a little bit piracy history. And so the shipwreck we installed is a replica of a pirate ship.
Oh, okay.
So again, playing in our history being on the island.
And we should probably also note that, you know, there is water in rainforest. We do have some really big rivers like the Amazon, and so we do have fish in the rainforest. We have fish that represent the Amazon in our big tank, and then we also have little streams where you would find smaller fish. So there's something for you to see in the rainforest too.
Well, I take it in all. I just love nature, period. So I take it all. The last time I was there, well, the only time I'd been there, they had just did the butterfly exhibit, and so that tells you how long it's been. I have to get back down there. Do they still have that, or what?
We don't have the butterfly exhibit anymore. We still have butterflies in the rainforest pyramid, but we let them free roam in addition to the monkeys and the birds and things like that. So it's a little more natural in there.
Okay.
So you might see them. But the great thing about Moody Gardens is the entire property is a garden. So we have a lot of pollinators around property. I think walking from one building to another one day, I think I saw 6 butterflies.
Oh, wow.
So they're just kind of all over property because of the different flowers and plants that we have. They naturally kind of are attracted to that.
How many exhibits do you guys have all in total?
Oh, goodness. We have 5 exhibits alone in the aquarium. We have 4 in the rainforest. Then we have 3 different theaters. Then we have our
Theaters?
Theaters. We have a 3D theater, we have a 4D theater, and then we have what's called an audience recognition theater. Actually, in that theater, we have our SpongeBob SubPants adventure. So when you go in there, you go on a little adventure with Patrick Star and with SpongeBob, but because it's audience recognition, you're actually interacting with the characters on the screen in real time.
Really?
Yes. So when you go in there, Patrick Star is your guide along your little adventure, and he learns your name. There's dancing. There's beach balls involved, and it's also a 4D theater, which means it engages all your senses. So there's bubbles. There's water splashing in your face. You might smell, like, I think you smell sunscreen at one point. Or you might smell some toasted marshmallows. So it's really fun. Again, fun for the little kids and the big kids,
I'd like that too. Don't leave me out. I'd like that too. And there's also a nice hotel on the property if you want to come and
Yes.
Stay.
There's a lot of stuff to do at Moody Gardens, so I suggest not trying to fit it all into one day. You're probably going to want to spend at least 2. So that's one of the reasons we have our hotel right there on property. You park your car. You don't even have to leave. We will take care of you. We have dining options available, so that's a great thing. We have a spa.
Oh, I did not know that.
We have a spa, and also we have a golf course as well.
Really?
Yes. So I say if there are 5 people in the car, you can pile out and go 5 different directions.
All righty then.
Somebody can go to the spa, somebody can go to the golf course, the kids can check out one of the pyramids.
Look at him.
Something for everybody. Gabe is clearly agreeing with me.
Yes.
Showing off his stuff. Show it off.
Yes.
And he is just tearing those nuts up. They're back gone, right?
Yep. I have 2 more sunflowers left.
He'll probably eat them.
Yes.
And that's his treat for being so good on set.
Yes.
And he's making a total mess, but it's all cool. It's all good. And you're actually really well with him. He's really responding to you.
Thank you.
I've seen you talking to him before we went on air. He knows you.
Yes. I've worked really hard to establish this relationship with him, so it is truly a privilege for me to be able to work with him. So.
How long have you worked with him?
It will be 2 years in August that I've been at Moody Gardens, so yeah.
So he's good with you.
Yeah. And this trip, so this is the first time that I've traveled with him.
Oh.
So this trip has actually brought us a little bit closer, I guess you could say. So he's been especially affectionate with me on this trip.
Oh, well, good. Well, I want to thank you ladies for coming, and thank Gay for coming and behaving so well. And I want to thank you, our viewing audience. Tune in next time.